It is not by accident that these words are finding you at this precise moment. There is a deeper orchestration at work. You are standing at a pivotal threshold within the boundless ocean of the universe's infinite possibilities. At a crossroads where your unique frequency signature is now harmonizing with this very transmission. If you have felt as though the same patterns keep resurfacing in your life, merely wearing different disguises, understand that you have been revolving like a vinyl record caught in a repetitive groove of your own observer cycle. Yet today marks a shift. Today we gently lift the needle from that looping track and align ourselves with the grand rhythm of the universe's immeasurable symphony. For you are not merely a passive witness to existence. You are a quantum architect, shaping and structuring reality within the deepest, most subtle layers of your being. Within you lies an undiscovered reservoir of potential energy, silent yet immensely powerful, waiting for conscious direction. And as these sentences move through your awareness, something profound is already happening. You are beginning to hear the faint yet unmistakable opening notes of your own inner awakening. Most individuals live under the illusion that the world is fixed, solid, and unalterable, perceived only through the narrow corridor of their 5 physical senses. But reality is far from rigid. It is an exquisitely fluid quantum fabric, infinitely adaptable, responding and reshaping itself according to the level of consciousness engaging with it. What we refer to as the quantum field, the vast, timeless void underlying all form, is not emptiness at all. It is a living, dynamic repository of information that momentarily vibrates in harmony with your deepest thoughts, suppressed emotions, subconscious imprints, and spiritual resonance. When this field is left unmanaged by conscious awareness, your outdated belief systems, childhood conditioning, inherited narratives, and societal programming continue to operate automatically. They generate a low-frequency experience of reality on autopilot, reinforcing the same circumstances again and again. The real question, then, is not whether your intellect can comprehend this message. The true question is whether your soul can recognize the silent yet powerful cosmic invitation embedded within it. Your higher self is summoning you into a distinct awakening, an awakening that asks you to stop assigning blame to outer events, people, or circumstances, and instead recalibrate and liberate your internal frequency. Aligning with the universe is not vague or mystical. It is as precise as tuning a radio receiver. When your internal dial is set to scarcity, limitation, and fear, you cannot perceive the symphony of abundance continuously playing around you. But when you elevate your heart and mind into resonance with love, gratitude, expansion, and infinite possibility, unseen doors begin to open with effortless grace. The cosmic orchestra has never paused. It plays in every second of existence, and within this orchestra, you are not simply seated in the audience. You are simultaneously the conductor and the lead performer. When you grasp how subatomic particles subtly respond to intention, you begin to perceive that the seemingly solid structures of the material world are far less rigid than they appear. They are perceptual formations, becoming transparent as the light of your consciousness intensifies. Your present circumstances are not random accidents. They are echoes, reverberations of the vibrational signature you have projected into the universal field. That echo has returned not to punish you, but to remind you that the key to your liberation has always rested in your own hands. As a conscious observer, whatever you consistently focus upon is invited into manifestation. Therefore, it is not merely what you look at that shapes your life, but the perspective and frequency from which you look that writes the script of your experience. To truly participate in this cosmic symphony is to relinquish the role of the victim and boldly claim your creative authority. It requires allowing the chaotic chatter within your mind to soften into silence, redirecting your attention toward the immense lightness of pure being. Miracles are not manufactured through strain or force. They are natural byproducts that arise spontaneously when you exist in full harmony with the universal flow. Every cell within your body is composed of stardust, ancient cosmic material forged in stellar furnaces. That stardust is designed to pulse in rhythm with the very heart of the universe. When the turbulence of modern existence disconnects you from this innate rhythm, you may feel isolated or powerless. Yet this sense of separation is an illusion. You are not apart from the universe. You are an expression of it. The universe experiences itself through your awareness. The moment you step through the gateway of profound awareness, everything transforms. As your frequency rises, you will witness reality around you dissolve layer by layer, only to reorganize itself in alignment with your newly embodied energy. This invitation is not a conclusion, it is an authentic beginning. Honor your inherent power. Seal your vibrational field with universal love and allow what you once called miracles to become your normal standard of living. Place your trust in the sacred silence residing deep within your soul. That silence is not emptiness. It is the highest sound, containing within it the encoded knowledge of the entire cosmos. You are an indispensable note within this vast symphony, and your radiance contributes to illuminating the whole. You can no longer afford to maintain a diminished frequency. As awakened consciousness, you now carry the responsibility and the privilege of co-creating your own heaven upon earth. With every intention you hold, quantum waves reorganize, shattering old limitations and crystallizing new possibilities into tangible form. As you begin to use this power not solely for personal gain, but for the upliftment of collective consciousness, the support of the universe multiplies around you. Now pause. Take a deep, intentional breath. Allow this elevated frequency to permeate each of your cells. You are prepared. You are selected by virtue of your awareness. You are already positioned at the epicenter of the miracle you seek. Welcome to the cosmic symphony, a realm not only of possibilities, but of absolute knowing. This knowing is the singular truth, capable of carrying you into the serene embrace of infinity. At this intersection where quantum mechanics meets ancient wisdom, recall the primordial law echoing quietly within your mind, the observer effect. This principle is not merely a technical description of how particles behave under laboratory measurement. It is the foundational creative mechanism weaving the tapestry of your life moment by moment. The instant you observe something, you collapse its infinite wave potential within the sea of possibilities into a singular lived reality. That manifested outcome resonates directly with your beliefs, your expectations, and the vibrational signal you broadcast. When you continually focus on persistent problems, feelings of inadequacy, or daunting obstacles, you are anchoring those low-frequency coordinates within the quantum field. In doing so, you unconsciously construct and reinforce your own observer cycle. True alignment with the universe transcends superficial affirmations. It requires ascending into the meta-observer state, the sovereign throne of your higher self, where you can witness events from spiritual distance, free of judgment and infused with compassion. What you perceive as the external world is, in truth, a projection of your internal landscape. Attempting to alter the projected image without adjusting the inner light source is futile. The only recalibration required is that of your own consciousness frequency. And if you feel the stirring within you to join this sacred evolution of awareness, to consciously reclaim authorship over your destiny and honor your creative sovereignty, then align yourself fully with this frequency now. Not merely by subscribing externally, but by making a courageous internal commitment to step beyond limitation to embody higher awareness, and to consciously participate in the grand unfolding of your own divine design. And move consciously toward the highest expression of your soul, toward the radiant center of that vast collective awakening now unfolding across our planet. Understand this clearly. Whatever you consistently place your attention upon, you energize and animate within the quantum field. Your attention is the rarest and most valuable currency in the universe. It is the silent investment through which realities are purchased. So instead of scattering this sacred currency on repetitive dramas, recycled regrets from the past, or imagined anxieties about the future, gather it, anchor it. Direct it into the immeasurable creative force concealed within the present moment. The observer effect is not shouting at you. It is gently whispering a profound truth. You are not a powerless victim of circumstances. You are the architect drafting the blueprint of reality itself. Just as an electron can exist simultaneously as both particle and wave, your life exists as a vast cloud of probabilities waiting for your perception to shape it. When you gaze upon that cloud through the lens of fear, doubt, and insecurity, it condenses into a storm of chaos. But when you observe it through love, certainty, and unwavering trust, it transforms into nourishing rain that enriches your path. This principle is not rooted in blind belief. It is embedded within the mathematical architecture of existence itself. The magnetic field generated by your heart is exponentially more powerful than the signals produced by your brain, thousands of times stronger. This field operates like a broadcasting tower, transmitting your intentions, emotions, and vibrational state into the universal network. In the sacred construction of reality, nothing is random. Every challenge, every friction point, every unexpected disruption is a quantum mirror reflecting aspects of your observer cycle that are asking for refinement. When you courageously look into that mirror and untie the internal knots of fear, resentment, or limitation, the outer scene begins to reorganize almost magically. There will be moments when you temporarily lose your observer stance and become entangled in the intensity of events. Yet even then, remember this: you are not the storm. You are the vast sky observing the storm. The sky remains expansive, tranquil, and infinite regardless of the weather patterns moving within it. What we call the material world appears solid, yet at its most fundamental level it is primarily emptiness vibrating at incomprehensible speeds. What fills that vibrating emptiness depends entirely on the quality of your observation. If you repeatedly perceive yourself as lacking, incomplete, or unworthy, the universe will faithfully arrange evidence to confirm that perception. But when you begin to see yourself as an infinite fragment of the cosmos, whole, capable, and inherently complete, then what you once called miracles becomes the natural rhythm of your existence. Your internal observer operates like a subtle GPS, constantly guiding you toward the highest probability path available in each moment. To interpret its signals accurately, you must quiet the restless egoic chatter and descend into the deep, luminous silence within your soul. True construction never begins outside. It originates in the sanctuary of your inner stillness. When you awaken consciously, the universe responds in resonance. Your awareness does not merely elevate your own life. It subtly raises the vibrational field of collective consciousness. Every conscious step you take leaves an imprint in the quantum field. And when those imprints are woven with love, trust, and wisdom, the universe's response exceeds imagination. You begin to remember that you are not merely a human being surviving life. You are an expression of infinite consciousness experiencing itself through form. And this remembrance becomes your greatest inner revolution. Each individual carries a unique electromagnetic signature, an energetic identity extending far beyond the boundaries of the physical body. This signature broadcasts continuously into the infinite fabric of existence. It reveals what you feel, what you expect, and what realities you are prepared to receive. If upon waking each morning, your mind automatically replays yesterday's anxieties, old disappointments, or future fears, you are transmitting a precise message into the quantum field. Replicate this experience again. The universe does not respond to spoken declarations alone. It responds to vibrational depth. Your frequency signature acts as a mirror, reflecting and reproducing the state you consistently embody. Miracles unfold when you stop postponing your transformation until external conditions improve, and instead shift yourself into the frequency of the miracle before physical evidence appears. That is when you begin constructing your inner world independently of outer validation. This is the refined art of embodying the feeling of a future reality before it manifests physically, anchoring the frequency of your future self into the immediacy of now. The linear mind interprets time as a strict sequence of past, present, and future. Yet within the quantum and spiritual dimension, all possibilities coexist within an expansive eternal now. Rather than chasing peace through achievements, relationships, or external milestones, consciously activate the vibration of peace within your biological system and energetic field. Once that internal resonance stabilizes, the external world must reorganize itself to align with your new baseline frequency. Altering your frequency signature resembles adjusting a radio dial from static interference to a crystal-clear symphony. The first step requires awareness of outdated mental loops, those heavy, repetitive narratives that feel real but are merely conditioned habits. Many assume emotions are reactions to thoughts. From a quantum perspective, emotions function as frequency generators. When you genuinely vibrate with gratitude, unconditional love, or unshakable certainty, you magnetically draw toward yourself all probabilities aligned with that same frequency. Waiting for an external savior to elevate your life is an illusion. You are already equipped as a quantum architect. Every breath, every focused intention sends ripples across the cosmic field. If your current circumstances feel unsatisfying, it signals that you may be operating from an outdated, lower version of your frequency signature. Yet this pattern is not permanent. With conscious will, you can lift the needle from that old record. The moment you initiate authentic change, even your cells respond. Your biochemistry begins reorganizing in harmony with your elevated state. Maintaining mastery over your inner environment is far more crucial than attempting to control outer chaos. When your frequency transforms, events shift. People respond differently. Opportunities align unexpectedly. Even your dreams begin evolving because you are no longer vibrating as your former self. You become a luminous focal point, resonating with abundance, vitality, and joy, the primary currents of universal intelligence. Though such a shift may appear sudden to observers, it is in truth the cumulative result of countless conscious choices and sustained attention. Remember, the universe does not tolerate emptiness. The instant you release an outdated frequency, new aligned possibilities rush forward to occupy the space you have cleared. When you finally see yourself not as a casualty of fate, but as a master of frequency, the heavy veil obscuring your path dissolves. Life becomes a dance synchronized with existence itself. Remain patient in this evolution, yet unwavering in your commitment. Your frequency signature is your greatest masterpiece, continuously reshaped by your intentions moment after moment. Honor your energy as sacred. Align your internal resonance with the highest dimensions of love and luminous awareness. And allow your life to become a living testament to the power of conscious creation. Stand in awe as the singular miracles reserved within the vast intelligence of the universe gradually crystallize into tangible reality before your eyes. They unfold not as random gifts, but as rightful expressions of what has always belonged to you. Because you are not separate from cosmic wholeness, you are an inseparable, sacred fragment of it. When you consciously restore that profound and unshakable connection with the universe and elevate your internal frequency, something extraordinary begins to occur. Not only does the material environment surrounding you begin to reorganize, but even the rigid, linear progression of time that your mind has always assumed to be fixed starts to soften, bend, and distort. Time, after all, is merely a conceptual measuring tool the intellect employs to sequence experiences. Within the quantum field and the spiritual dimension, existence unfolds simultaneously in an eternal expansion of now. As you ascend into this refined level of awareness, you may find yourself astonished by how an entire lifetime of insight can be compressed into a single second of luminous clarity. And at other moments, hours may pass with the lightness of a fleeting blink. This phenomenon, often described as quantum time distortion, is a living testament to your synchronization with the universal rhythm. It is evidence that you are no longer bound by the mechanical ticking of the clock, but are instead moving in harmony with the pulse of infinity. One of the most beautiful manifestations of this alignment is what we call synchronicity, those meaningful coincidences that appear too precise to be accidental. A phone rings at the exact instant you think of someone. A question that has been quietly lingering in your heart is suddenly answered by a sentence in a book or a phrase on a passing sign. A resource, opportunity, or connection appears precisely when you need it most. These moments are not trivial events. They are the alphabet of the universe's subtle and magnificent communication system. Such coincidences are never random. They are deliberate cosmic signals transmitted by your higher self, and by that finely tuned internal observer GPS guiding you toward your highest timeline, the most expansive destiny your soul has chosen to experience in this lifetime. As you purify and elevate your frequency, these signals multiply. Life begins to resemble an intricate masterpiece, as though choreographed by an invisible intelligence working lovingly in your favor. The simple fact that you are encountering these words right now, at this exact second, forms a crucial link in your own grand chain of synchronicity. To anchor this resonance within yourself and consciously transmit your intention into the universal network, affirm your alignment. When you declare inwardly, "I am aligned with my highest timeline," you are not merely forming words. You are releasing a precise vibrational arrow into the quantum field. And the universe, sensitive to intention, begins recalibrating probabilities to match that declaration. Liberation from the prison of linear time means recognizing that your ideal future self already exists, fully realized, vibrating on another frequency band. The sacred task is not to chase that version of you, but to embody its frequency now, within the holiness of the present moment. As modern quantum thinkers have suggested, past, present, and future are not isolated compartments. They are interwoven energetic layers. Your lived experience corresponds to whichever layer your awareness consistently inhabits. Synchronicity is the universe whispering, "I acknowledge your signal. I illuminate your path." When you begin noticing these subtle confirmations, the heavy weight of struggle dissolves. Striving is replaced by graceful flow. You no longer wait anxiously for miracles. You understand that the miracle is already unfolding, and you are merely adjusting your internal lens to perceive it clearly. Your observing GPS does not err. It holds within it the blueprint of your spiritual contract. Sometimes it closes doors that appear promising. Sometimes it opens pathways that previously seemed impossible. What appear to be obstacles are often protective recalibrations, preventing you from slipping into lower frequency timelines. When you trust this cosmic navigation system and accept that time itself can bend in your favor, you will witness acceleration, events aligning with astonishing speed. Impossibilities transforming into lived reality almost overnight. The distortion of time signals that you are shifting from the constraints of material perception into the boundless dimension of spirit. Once this transition takes root, you cannot revert to your former restricted identity. Each synchronicity becomes a signature, an invisible agreement between you and the universe. Learn to read these signatures, follow their guidance, master your relationship with time itself. You are not a helpless leaf tossed about in temporal currents. You are an emanation of the infinite source that bends and shapes time through consciousness. With this awareness, listen carefully to the subtle whispers of the world around you. Recognize the immense intelligence orchestrating each meaningful coincidence. As you attune more deeply, you will feel the universe begin to dance in resonance with you. And the rhythm of that dance will always be set by the sacred intention beating within your heart. Trust that you are precisely where you are meant to be, at the exact intersection of place, time, and frequency aligned with your evolution. From the vantage point of the observer, you may now recognize how certain patterns, events, emotional triggers, recurring obstacles, have repeated themselves with uncanny similarity. This repetition is not fate in a punitive sense. It is evidence of a closed-loop observer cycle unconsciously maintained within your own consciousness. This cycle, anchored by a node within your frequency signature, continually attracts similar personalities, financial scenarios, relational dynamics, and emotional breakdowns. On the quantum level, it resembles a record caught in a groove. Each time your mind revisits unresolved trauma or rehearses narratives of inadequacy, the universal field interprets that vibrational signal as instruction and obligingly supplies further confirmation. Yet here lies the liberating truth. These recurring cycles are not punishments. They are feedback mechanisms, quantum indicators revealing that your awareness has been stationed at a particular vibrational point. When you learn to interpret this feedback accurately, liberation begins effortlessly. There is no need to dissect every past memory or wage prolonged war against your history. From a quantum standpoint, transformation occurs through the piercing clarity of awareness in the present. The moment you offer a conscious pause, an unexpected silence, or a novel response instead of your habitual reaction, you disrupt the rhythm of the old record permanently. Ask yourself in that instant, what frequency am I solidifying by observing this event in this way? The mere act of shifting into observer consciousness loosens the invisible bars that once confined you. True liberation does not arise from rearranging external circumstances. It emerges when you recalibrate your internal observer GPS from victim awareness to creator awareness. This recalibration demands courage, the courage to trust the expansive silence of your heart, even as the noisy ego attempts to pull you back into limitation. Many expend tremendous effort trying to correct the external world, believing the origin of their cycles lies outside themselves. But this effort is as futile as attempting to fix the reflection in a mirror rather than adjusting the source image. The authentic revolution begins within. When you alter the light within your own eyes as you gaze into that mirror, that light is your perspective. That glow is your resonance. The instant you shift it, even slightly, the entire reflection changes. One single response offered from conscious awareness, one pause instead of reaction, one breath instead of blame, has the power to dismantle a long-standing family pattern, dissolve a financial blockage, or neutralize a relational collapse within seconds. Why? Because the universe is not rigid. It is fluid, adaptive, and perpetually ready to disassemble outdated structures the moment you embody a new frequency. You are never cast as a victim in this cosmic unfolding. You are the author drafting the narrative, the director shaping the scenes, and the leading actor bringing it to life. The script you have been performing until now can be rewritten at any moment, because the pen has always been in your hand. Freedom is not a certificate granted by outer authorities. It is a sovereign decision made internally when you honor your own creative power. And the moment that decision crystallizes within you, it sends a powerful ripple across the quantum field, unlocking timelines that once seemed unreachable, even unimaginable. The familiar pain woven through old cycles is not evidence of failure. It is fuel, compressed energy waiting to be redirected into growth. When you stop resisting that pain and instead inquire into what it is attempting to reveal, it transforms. It releases layers of wisdom and opens into a serenity beyond explanation. As your spiritual signature expands beyond narrow, outdated molds, the universe responds by constructing an entirely new playing field aligned with your elevated state. Throughout this transformation, extend compassion toward yourself, yet remain unwavering in your intention. The conditioned mind, seeking the comfort of familiarity, will attempt to pull you back into known patterns. But as an awakened observer, you recognize this mechanism. You see the game for what it is, and you no longer unconsciously participate in it. Your liberation does not exist in isolation. When you break a cycle, you shift the entire energetic network connected to you. Every pattern you transcend becomes a pathway for another soul to discover freedom. Now is the moment to stop that old record, to lift the needle once and for all, and to step into the vast, immaculate silence reserved specifically for you. Within that silence waits the purest, strongest, and most liberated version of yourself. This awakening is not something extraordinary granted to a select few. It is your natural birthright. By becoming aware, you are already claiming it. Lift the final curtain that has obscured your own light and watch with reverent wonder as reality reshapes itself in your hands. The true game begins magnificently, the instant you remember that the cycles were illusions and that you are infinite potential embodied. Ultimately, the deepest truth anchoring this entire journey is simple yet profound. Alignment with the universe is not a distant summit to conquer, nor a reward earned through elaborate rituals. It is a living state of being cultivated through conscious awareness of the infinite source already residing within you. When the endless chatter of the mind yields to the steady wisdom of the heart's silence, miracles cease to be rare events. They become the natural rhythm of your existence. As you step into this expanded dimension of consciousness, you walk with a peace that transcends belief and a certainty that surpasses intellectual knowledge. At the cellular level, you understand there are no external forces to fight or persuade, only a sacred frequency within to harmonize. In that inner sanctuary, miracles are born the moment you resonate completely with the infinite void inside you and the limitless expanse of the quantum field. In this state, fear dissolves. Lack evaporates. What remains is the profound joy of being and the exhilaration of creative power. You are no longer a passive observer waiting for life to deliver gifts. You are a clear channel through which the universe expresses itself, and this realization becomes your greatest strength. If you feel called to amplify your light and help distribute this elevated awareness across the world, then share this energy. When you engage, when you radiate appreciation and intention, you are not performing a trivial digital act. You are transmitting frequency into the collective field. Every positive wave you emit generates countless additional waves within the quantum fabric, elevating not only your own path, but the vibration of every life you touch. Observe your own brilliance. Watch how it gently illuminates shadows, dissolves old traumas, and transforms limiting beliefs into refined wisdom. As an awakened creator, you have now turned the mechanics of this universal game in your favor. Miracles begin cascading the moment you comprehend that the concept of impossible exists only within conditioned thought, not within the quantum field. Your intentions are aligned with the highest good of the whole. Therefore, each step you take, each vision you hold, and each breath you draw is supported by unseen intelligence. When sustaining this frequency becomes your lifestyle rather than a temporary practice, you will feel yourself walking in partnership with an intelligence that transcends time and space. This journey has no endpoint, only continuous expansion and deeper joy. You are an irreplaceable note in this vast cosmic symphony. Your awakening contributes to the awakening of all. Your unwavering trust in miracles strengthens collective consciousness itself. Now pause, inhale deeply. Allow immense peace to permeate your body, your thoughts, your spirit. Recognize that everything begins with the unique frequency within you and is sealed in the quiet sanctuary of your heart with a silent yet powerful yes. May your path remain luminous. May your intentions stay aligned with your highest timeline. May miracles accompany you as natural companions in every moment. You have awakened, and the game now unfolds in its most glorious expression. With your immense creative authority, honor your magnificence. Stand firmly in the sacred truth of your unity with the universe. Open your heart without hesitation to the extraordinary surprises life prepares for you. You are not separate from this cosmic intelligence. You are its beloved expression. The universe celebrates itself through you now that you have crossed this threshold of awareness. Remember that every moment carries a sacred signature. Your existence is an indispensable tone within the universal composition. As you elevate your frequency, you elevate not only your destiny but the vibrational field of all existence. Once this profound transformation begins, it moves like a radiant flood of light, cleansing and renewing every aspect of your life. Trust your power. Surrender gracefully to the flow. Witness with awe as miracles bloom effortlessly within your hands. It was never coincidence that this high-frequency journey found you. If your heart resonates with this energy, continue walking this path consciously and stand with others who choose expansion. And now, to anchor this transmission fully within your being, affirm it. Declare inwardly and outwardly, I am making room for miracles. Let this intention echo across the universal field as a clear invitation. Allow it to vibrate beyond space and time, aligning every probability with your highest expression. Because you have remembered who you are, and from this remembrance forward, your reality responds.